Hiya. Now, this poem I've got here for you today is a take on one of my most favourite Christmas poems. Um, Obviously, over the last 2 years, we've all been quite heavily impacted by COVID-19 and the pandemic. And it's obviously affected our holiday seasons. And last year, some wonderful person over in Dublin wrote or rewrote a visit from St. Nicholas from the point of view of St. Nicholas himself, Father Christmas. So this is entitled A COVID 2020 Poem, A Dublin Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas on the banks of the Liffey, with Christmas lights twinkling all over the city. Now Santa was coming to visit the Dubs, with their Guinness and coddle, its place he well loved. Those scattered abroad were longing for home, with their mams and their dads sat watching their phones, with thoughts of their loved ones in far-off distant lands. 'Twas the season of goodwill, and they knew all would be grand. He arrived in the city without too much noise, to deliver the presents for the good girls and boys, with all of the little ones all snug in their beds, their dreams full of hope as they rested their heads. He was thrilled to be back in the city he loves, as he wrapped up all warm with red hat and black gloves. The snow that was falling was the heaviest this year, as he navigated a city full of festive good cheer. The grand bells of Christchurch played their music by night, while the capital city shone with delight. The winding of buses on the cold roads below, from north side to south side, all painted in snow. He soared over Grafton Street as crowds gathered round to hear Bono busking. What a beautiful sound. And Molly Malone was still wheeling her barrow in a fair settee turned white on streets broad and narrow. The snow kept falling as he circled the city, over Stephen's Green and a quick stop to Trinity. A quick little glance at the marvel of Kells soon led him to think that all was not well. With a long night ahead and 8 hungry reindeer, the flight across the Atlantic had always struck him with fear. So I stopped down to Moore Street to re-energise his team, with the prospect of some carrots all juicy and lean. He flew back over the spire, feeling a crash, bang and jangle, and he noticed daylight below where his feet used to dangle. So he brought the sleigh down by the grand GPO and looked to O'Connell all covered in snow. Now what could he do in the midst of the city with a broken old sleigh not looking too pretty? He climbed under the sleigh with a hammer and nails and fixed it all up to get out of jail. The sleigh had been saved and soared through the night and out past Phoenix Park all dressed up in white. He waved from above to those awake in the zoo and stopped by the arras to greet the president too. Now back to his task and on in the cold. The children are waiting, to the reindeer he told. With Rudolph still leading the sleigh on its charge, they passed Patrick Kavanagh, who sat watching a barge. The clash of the ash was not to be heard as he flew past Crook Park and on up the road. From the Aviva to Croker, he was just doing his best as he battled the snow on his annual test. From Malahide to Foxrock and all over the city, the wet mushy snow made the rooftops so gritty. With Christmas lights and decorations along so many roofs, there proved many a crash landing for 36 little hooves. But this was the one night that Santa knew best, with grips on his boots to survive the most slippery test. He filled his big bag with the requests the children had sent, and with a wink and a whistle down the chimney he went. He wiped all the soot off his red velvet suit as he carried the bag overflowing with loot. He placed all the presents right under the tree. A bike and a book and a Dubs football jersey. For a moment he paused with some red lemonade as he savoured the memories the spire had just made. He felt fortunate the needle had not damaged his toes, and with a skip and a jump up the chimney he rose. He completed his work through the rest of the city, flew past the Red Cow Inn and down the M50. And I heard him exclaim as he knew everything was right, "Happy Christmas to all, and to the Dubs a good night." I think that's a wonderful rendition. So, I hope you enjoyed it too. What a clever person to do that. I'll see you tomorrow.